any caregiver needs to be aware of the signs of abuse, because if you're a caregiver, if you're a family member responsible for a loved one, making sure that they get proper care, that doesn't mean you're providing the care yourself. It doesn't mean you're providing the hands-on care, the bathing or the feeding or the medication administration or the ambulation assistance, whatever. You're relying upon other professionals, you're relying upon companies, individuals to do that for you. And so as the caregiver, you're kind of I think of it as a coach on a team, or maybe not even a coach. I'm a lawyer, so I think of it in terms of a managing partner. You're kind of leading this team of professionals to provide the care necessary for your loved one. And in doing so, you have to kind of keep your eyes open. So there's going to be lots of people. There's going to be doctors, nurses, social workers, home health aides. There's going to be a lot of people who are providing your loved one with the assistance that they need. And you really do have to kind of keep an eye on what's going on. So, I mean, my advice for folks, it becomes very uncomfortable sometimes, but if you have a loved one in a nursing home, for instance, and you're responsible for their care, trust your senses. And if you're beginning to sense that there's something wrong with this person that you've known all their lives, if there's a sudden change in behavior, then, like I said, trust your senses and begin to explore what's going on. If they recoil in some evidence of fear that's unusual for them when you try to reach out to help them with something, that may be the sign of something, something that's worth your exploring further. And you shouldn't be afraid to ask those in charge what's going on. You shouldn't be afraid to ask to see the clinical chart, either in the hospital or the nursing home, to kind of get a sense what's been recorded in the notes over the past previous hours or days since you've seen your loved one there. And you're entitled to answers because those types of changes in behavior are not new. And then the other thing you'll want to do when it comes to concerns for possible abuse is to do your own head-to-toe assessment. I know you're not a nurse necessarily, you're not a doctor, you may not feel like you're qualified to do that. In fact, you may be a family member, which becomes very uncomfortable to do a head-to-toe physical assessment or put your eyes on every part of the body of your loved one, but it's important to do it. And again, trust your instincts. If there's areas where you think that mom's suffering from some pain, if it looks like she's sensitive when you touch her right arm, then by all means, you want to take a look at the right arm itself. See if there's some type of bruising going on. See if there's some type of cut, some type of scar. These may be signs of abuse. They could also just be signs of neglect. It could be signs of nothing more than your loved one's physical body reacting in an unpleasant way. A reaction to certain medications, for instance, could lead to bruising. But what's important is for you to look and to ask questions if you have any concerns. You're entitled to answers to those questions. And so you need to start with the floor staff, whether that be the nurse on duty, work your way up to the administrator of a facility, work your way up further if need be to, if it's in a nursing home setting, the state long-term care ombudsman to inquire about it. If you really think that there's some abuse that's possibly gone on, you really should. In fact, the law would require you to report that to Adult Protective Services. If this is a person who's an endangered adult or could be an endangered adult, your obligation is to contact Adult Protective Services and let them know. And they would conduct an investigation themselves to determine if any abuse has occurred.